Not exactly back to school, but back to learning for students across the province. Ontario's at-home learning program launched today after schools were shut down March 14th to curb the spread of COVID-19. The program is led by teachers and, of course, presents new challenges, but the goal is to keep students on track to complete the school year.
It felt like it had been years instead of just a couple days or a couple weeks.
3 weeks felt like too long. I was ready to speak to the students after a week of being at home.
Keen to get back to school, and while they're still closed, classes are now in session virtually. A surreal experience for both teachers and students trying to find some normalcy in a time of crisis.
It was different. I kind of miss being in the classroom. I never thought I would say that, but I really do miss being in the classroom.
The program will be a mix of live and taped teaching.
Today for our language lesson, we are doing letter writing.
This morning, grade 7 teacher Yazdani set up charts in her house.
Students have access to the video I've created, and they have access to a slide deck.
And a live class for her students on Google Meets.
All the students were really excited, and they're all like waving, and some of their parents were in the background to say hi as well, so that was great.
The Ministry of Education says the vast majority of learning will be online, but calls and mailed packages are also an option.
Education must continue, and we're taking every step possible to make sure this happens.
They've also set out new requirements for the remainder of the school year. Kindergarten to grade 6 students are expected to complete 5 hours of work each week, grades 7 and 8, 10 hours of work a week, and grades 9 to 12, 3 hours of work per course each week for semestered students, 1.5 hours per course for non-semestered students.
The biggest challenge of teaching this way is, of course, some of the students don't have access to technology right now.
The TDSB, with the province's help, is working on rolling out devices to families in need. And apart from that challenge, not being face-to-face presents its own problems.
I think it would be actually connecting with the teachers, because I think it's easier to connect in person than online.
It's a difficult time for them and for us, and so that's what takes priority right now. Their well-being, and then their learning comes next.
Schools will remain closed until at least May 4th. And on top of virtual classes, the Education Minister says students will also be able to access mental health resources. For City News, I'm Yazdani.